This is my review of Players, a recent Bollywood film to be directed by the legendary Abbas Mustan duo. The tagline of this movie is Go for Gold, and I went to see it in Washington, D.C. Well, not really Washington, D.C., Virginia. Uh, I mention this because it might be important for NRI audiences, or at least foreign audiences, to heed my advice and my verdict before actually going to see this film. So let's actually get on to the film. Players is basically the official remake of The Italian Job. The Italian Job is a two-time made Hollywood blockbuster. It basically involves a group of thieves, a group of highly skilled thieves, stealing some gold. And there's obviously like some double crossing in there. There's obviously like a love story in there, women in there, etc., etc. And that whole concept has been taken, has been basically not taken, but adopted by Abbas Mustan and made into Players. So let's start off by some of the good points of the film. Some of the action sequences of the film are absolutely incredible. For example, the train heist, where Abhishek Bachchan does a great job, is just amazing and is shot really well. But it doesn't really measure up to the standard set by cinematography in recent years. For example, in Zoya Akhtar's Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara, to Raw 1, to Dawn 2, which was at like the pinnacle of what like an heist action movie should be. So now let me start off talking about some other aspects of the film. The first thing is that while the action is great, there's tons of stuff blowing around, well, blowing up, not blowing around. The performances by the actors are absolutely atrocious. So let's start off by the first member of the cast, Abhishek Bachchan. Now, Abhishek Bachchan is a good actor. He's obviously proven that in Guru and some other films. But in this case, he comes across as really stiff, and he just needs to loosen up more. He doesn't really emote his emotions well, and you don't really want to root for him as the audience. He just has that like same like grumpy expression on his face. Like, I don't understand why he couldn't actually be a little, I don't know, more human, I suppose, in the movie. But I guess that's up to Abbas Mustan and their wondrous minds. Moving on to the second person in the film, Neo Nitin Mukesh. Now, what can I say about Neo Nitin Mukesh? Like, Neo Nitin Mukesh, like, words fail me. I think he just like takes himself too seriously. And given the genre of the film, this is not like a biopic about, I don't know, Alexander the Great or someone. This is a fun heist movie, man. Like, Jesus Christ, you need to like stop taking yourself so seriously. Stop trying to be like a really like tough guy. Ooh, I'm so badass. Look at me. Ooh, I have like so many muscles. Blah blah blah. Like, that's just not him, and it just comes across as awkward. Going on to Bobby Deol. Now, I'm not really sure why Bobby Deol is actually in the film. He kind of has like a cameo appearance, but he's listed as one of the main leads, so I'm not really sure. Apart from that, there's Bipasha Basu, who does a great job, but some of her dialogue delivery is really forced. For example, let me give you an example. So there's a scene in which she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm pressing this button now. It will do this." It just seems really forced and unnatural. It just doesn't make any sense, and I feel all the actors just really forced their dialogue delivery. I mean, it just doesn't. It's just not like a fluid conversation. Just not fluid. It's like 1 + 1 is 2. This will happen next. This is what we should do. I mean, it's exactly like that. And I mean, like, it's absolutely bizarre, and I just don't get it. I just don't understand it at all. Moving on. Last but not least, Sonam Kapoor. Now, Sonam Kapoor obviously has had a bad run at the box office and in terms of critical appraisal. Most of them didn't really do too well in the box office, and her performance wasn't really praised per se. And this film is just really bizarre. So she tries to like revamp her image. Beforehand, she's done movies like Aisha, etc., etc. But over here, she's like completely revamped her image into like, ooh, look at me, I'm so glamorous. Ooh, blah blah blah. Look at me, I can wear like this really like short dress showing my amazing legs. Blah blah blah. So that I guess comes across rather well. But the fact that she tries to be like a hacker who's also involved in like a love triangle sort of, and it's just really bizarre. And like I can say this with 100% certainty that she cannot act. Like I don't know if she's gone to acting school or if she's trained with like a theater group or something like that, but I highly doubt it. I might be wrong, but I highly doubt it. If that ever comes across, then I mean I would want to like see a certificate and talk to the people who actually trained her, because like she can't act. And the people who actually went to see the premiere and said that the film was good are complete liars. I mean, like I don't even know why someone would lie about something like that. I mean, the film is not good. Maybe that's the reason. Like only family members, quote unquote, of the cast went to see the film, and like many other people were not invited. So I don't know what's going on. And apart from that, there's also the addition of like the cast of like Vinod Khanna. Now Vinod Khanna is pretty much the guy who kind of wants is like the backer behind this operation. He wants to basically have tons of money so he can set up the world's biggest orphanage, etc., etc. And even though his intentions are pure, the whole like his whole dialogue delivery and the way he like flirts with like some women and kind of like winks and like does really weird quirky things is really weird, odd. So I think I'll just stop now because I think I have said enough about this film. Let me say that I was really upset after watching this because I had high expectations. I mean, I didn't really like Race, but I appreciate the plot twists and turns. But in this film, it's just like, I don't know what the heck is going on, dude. Like, Abbas Mustan seriously need to rethink what they're doing. Maybe get, like, better actors to play these parts. But moving on, now let me get to the point which I started at the beginning of the review, talking about how there's a difference between NRI audiences and Indian audiences. Now, Indian audiences have readable access to Bollywood theaters. We don't have to travel like 12 miles just to go to theater. But here in Washington, D.C., you actually have to travel like 12 miles to go to Bollywood theater just to see a movie. I mean, I did that for Don 2. I did it for this movie. And I think this is the last time I'm going to do it for something that I suspect might not be that good. But in India, like a theater is pretty much on like every corner, and there's like a huge release, and basically one doesn't have to like go through a lot of travail to get to a theater. So anyways, I would recommend that if you are in India and you have nothing better to do, and I really do mean it, if you have nothing better to do, like if you don't have like a video game to play, if you don't have like I don't know, to go to like a dinner with your wife or whoever, then go watch this movie. But if you do, and if you want to like do something more fun, then just don't go watch this movie. And I would recommend NRI audiences to literally stay away, because it is not worth the anguish of like traveling miles and miles just to see something that is below par, technically and story wise. So that's pretty much it, guys. That is my review of Players. I know I probably like went on for like 10 minutes or something, but I give it 2 out of 5 stars. And I mean, I really, really, really wanted this film to be really good, because I really feel sorry for Abhishek Bachchan and all these other people who haven't really given that many hits in their careers. But this is it, guys. It's like 2 out of 5, and I feel really, really bad giving it a 2 out of 5. But it's a truth, and I can't really do anything about it. So there you go, guys. That was my review of Players, and I shall see you in the next video.